Record.
So I did asthma for my Bio Expo project. And before I do anything, I'll probably explain what the note cards are for. The handout's just to take notes on as I go through. A lot of those like keywords I'll talk about. But the note cards, they're to answer these questions on. So on one side you'll answer them, and then at the end I'll give you more questions. You'll answer them on the other side. So just label just number 1, 2, and 3. Give about equal space for each question. And then make sure you have your name on it. And so the first question is, what is asthma? What's an asthma attack? It's kind of broad, just whatever you know about asthma. And then how is asthma treated? If you can give an actual example, a medication or something, that's fine. Just anything you know about it, really. And then how genetics play a role in asthma. Again, you might not know, but just whatever you have, write it down. And in the meantime, I'll pass out some other stuff. I'll explain what that stuff's for later. You don't have to worry about it right now. If you want me to clarify any of those questions, just feel free to ask. And make sure to put your name on the note cards. Just one. Just take one straw, one pebble. So, do you guys need more time? You need more? Alright. Is everyone done?
Yep.
Alright, let's share answers. Anything with the first one?
Asthma is when the bronchioles in the lungs get inflamed, and an asthma attack is when like they're particularly inflamed, and it makes it very difficult for someone with asthma to breathe.
Okay. That's a pretty good answer.
Is it like a mucus congestion?
of you guys are right. Any other answers?
I have symptoms of an asthma attack, like wheezing, sometimes chest pain.
Yeah. That's exactly right, actually, yeah. Anyone else? All right, second question, asthma is treated.
Inhalers, like albuterol.
Yeah. Yep, so that's one way to treat it. Anything other than inhalers?
They sometimes use steroids, like inhaled steroids.
Yeah, that's what the inhalers
Yeah.
usually are. Anything else? All right, third question, do you know how genetics play a role in asthma? Or anything to say about genetics regarding asthma?
Isn't it usually like inherited? If your dad has asthma, your dog get asthma.
It can be. That's not necessarily inherited. That's definitely a big factor in it. Anything else? Alright. So just hold on to that, and you can just flip your note card over right now. You don't really need those questions anymore. Okay, so I started out putting the picture of the inhaler on there, just because I think that's, when most people think of asthma, that's probably one of the first things they think of is just the guy with the inhaler sitting there constantly puffing it. I have a hard time breathing. That's basically true. It's not always that severe as like you see it on TV. Like there was the knock in the middle, and there was that kid in the wheelchair. He's always had the inhaler. Yeah, that's definitely an extreme for asthma. I mean, like for instance, my asthma is not that extreme. I've had bad attacks and all that in the past. I mean, probably when I first learned that I had asthma, it was about 7th grade. It was probably about halfway, and it was second semester, and it was early on. It was about March, second semester, and I've had asthma attacks before, and it wasn't too big of a deal. I mean, they weren't. Nowadays, I would say, oh yeah, that was kind of a bad attack, but I never really think much of it. They would go away after a few hours, or I would sleep, and then I'd wake up, and I wouldn't have an asthma attack anymore. I'd be breathing just fine. But this day it was particularly bad, and I'd been having it for a few hours, and it really wasn't getting any better. So I'm like, okay, something's definitely wrong. So I had my parents call the hospital, and they will do this little hotline where you can just tell them your symptoms. They'll give you instructions on what you should do. And they said, okay, yeah, that definitely doesn't sound normal. I'll go to the hospital. I'm like, all right, we were gonna watch a movie that day, so I was like, I don't want to see the movie. But now, so I'm in the hospital, I'm in the waiting room. They pretty much get me in right away. I mean, just because if a person can't breathe, obviously that's important. You can't just let them sit by, so I'm not only 5 other people just waiting, they were probably annoying me. So they got in right away, and probably within 20 minutes, they'd taken blood. They definitely run, my blood pressure was high, my pulse was high, and I'll explain why that is later. And so I'm sitting there, and for every hour or so, they would give me just this albuterol that it wasn't an inhaler like we have. It was just a constant flow of it, but it wasn't much lower dosages. I'd say you inhale and exhale, and you do that for like 10 or 20 minutes after, and they do that about every hour. I actually started getting annoyed with it, just because it made me feel sick, because albuterol actually your pulse up too, so I wasn't really feeling that well. But I got through it, and I spent the night, and then the next night, I got out, and they gave me 2 medications, and kind of a brief description of what asthma is, and they gave me albuterol, and that's the stuff that's in this inhaler. These are all empty, by the way. And they taught me how to use it, and so you just take it, you open up the cap, it won't go, you have the cap on, and you just press it down, I'll kind of pop it in, this one's empty. Some of these might have a little bit of propellant still left in them. You shake it, and then you can kind of see the light. We'll pass this one out. And you can play around with it, you really can't break it. And you can feel free to take it apart, mess around with it.
Just don't.
Or just like, yeah, don't put it in your mouth. It works like a normal inhaler. Just